Well, good evening, South Florida, and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. You know the deal. It's 9 p.m. It's Wednesday, May 18th, 2022. I have nothing to do, so I had to call up some people and hang out with them. Let me begin by start by meeting tonight's host. First off, let's welcome FayWhat. She is a radio and television personality and has a popular blog and YouTube channel aiming to unite the L and the G together. You can watch the FayWhat Show, the world's first morning LGBTQ show, Mondays at 9 a.m. online or on your smart TV. Welcome, Faye.
Welcome. I'm so happy to be here with some of my favorite homos. Yay! It's a party.
You know, speaking of your favorite homo, I'm not sure, did I say I'm Al Ferguson? I don't even think I did.
My favorite homo, Al Ferguson.
Yes, exactly. Next.
Are you Al Ferguson?
I am. Well, for the next couple of minutes anyway, until I get ready to say what I'm getting ready to say. Next, let's welcome John Hayden. John's been a journalist for 27 years. Whew.
Long time.
It's as old as his shirt. Look at his shirt.
Yeah, it's pretty. Thanks for dressing up tonight.
Yeah.
And he now works for several I'm in a tie, and John bought something at Goodwill. And now works for several South Florida outlets, including, and they're going to be proud, SFGN, covering politics, arts, and the bar scene, mostly to report on the latest about his own, and I hang out with him, happy hour. Yeah. Good evening, John.
Every hour with you is a happy hour, Al.
Oh.
You know, I went to the beach today. It didn't say anything to me. It just waved.
Yeah.
Wow.
But bump.
Wow. And you're whiter than ever.
Damn, this is going to be a long hour. All right, next let's welcome Kal Gajraj. Gajraj. Sometimes
Yes.
I have trouble with
Gajraj.
Yeah, Gajraj. Kal is a communications executive and an adjunct professor.
I know you like that.
Is that a professor about junk?
Yeah.
Or like somebody's junk?
And
or a
other
guy's
things.
junk? A guy's junk. Yeah.
He keeps his head junk in the trunk.
Yeah, the president of...
You get extra credit.
Yeah.
Give me an application for that.
Wow. Especially if it's crocheted. He is a regular guest anchor on Queer News Tonight. I don't know why we say guest. You're a regular anchor at Queer News Tonight and a long time here at It's Happening Out's network. Good evening, Kal.
Good evening. Thank you so much, Al.
I love the beard, Kal. Look at you,
Yeah,
Mr.
that is
Scruff.
sexy,
I
isn't
love that sexy.
I love that color. What is
File
the
my
color
nails.
in it?
With the color in it, gray.
Yeah. Thank you. That was my read. All right, next, let's welcome Peter Bisuito. Peter is an internationally known comedian, writer, producer, director, a good speller, and actor. Peter also wrote, produced, and starred in a new sitcom play called Vent and Chester, and it's won many awards at several film festivals. And he's become an institution at entertainment planning at LIT on Wilton Drive. We love that. Good evening, Peter.
Hello.
Really?
That's it?
That's
All you
it.
got? Yeah.
I like how you expounded upon your thesis that you wrote just
Yes.
there.
This was my thesis.
All right.
I'm just waiting to drink those
All right,
shots.
now
Come on,
I
hurry up.
know
Chop,
everybody
chop.
on Wilton Drive and on Ocean in South Beach, they understand the problem that I've got on my hands by this last 3 minutes and 41 seconds. So, good evening, South Florida and America. As I told you, we are the first and most popular live LGBTQ talk show in the world. We're getting ready shortly for a 4-year anniversary every Wednesday night with you. We have so much to talk about next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, you are watching a live and unedited LGBTQ talk show, so anything can happen. Watch, because you're probably going to see it. Make sure you check us out on YouTube by subscribing and clicking the bell for updates, or if you're on Facebook, like and share this video. But most important of all, make sure your friends and family know that they can watch us now on your smart television. Peter looks so good when you're lying in bed with him on television. It can be Roku.
When I'm on the bottom,
Google.
my face slides back.
Really?
What, that you're a bottom? What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that. Google TV, you can watch us on Apple TV.
Not ever since I got sciatica.
Amazon Fire TV. One of those TVs you can see all of the crinks and crankles of Peter Bisuito. All right, let's begin with a unique meme of the week. We've had this segment in every show for nearly 4 years. And this week our meme is called Women's World Cup. We'll continue. Has been over for a while, but there is still some debate over who won. And now we're going to show it to you. Who won the Women's World Cup?
Hello. Hello, lesbians, of course.
Wow.
Not the U.S., not the Netherlands.
Nope. Lesbians. We'll take that win. Thank you very much. I never even watched soccer until I knew there was lesbians playing.
Hey, aren't we excited that equal pay has been is now the law of the land in the soccer world in the United States? Men and women will be paid exactly the same thing.
A long time coming. I mean,
that's not fair.
why is it not fair?
Because women should be getting more. They're the ones that win World Cups. The men's team doesn't even qualify half the time. The women are the ones racking up the victory. They should be getting more
He
money.
said rack.
You know what's interesting about that? Because I don't want to take your thunder away of the joke that you just tried to tell.
It's a fact.
The women won the World Cup, and their winnings was $4 million. The U.S. team qualified for the World Cup in where they got and made from the World Soccer Federation $18 million.
What?
So the women actually benefit in equal pay from the men because the men are actually being paid more money than the women.
Wow.
So they all get to share it now equally. It's historic.
About time. Good.
About time. Yeah.
And so I just live on air corrected John Hayden's observation. All right. After that, John's good. You asked. All right. Who needs a drink? And everyone
You
knows
guys.
for me.
After that, yes.
Listen, before we start this, I got a message on Facebook from one of our fans called Manny, and he says that we should do poppers.
Poppers.
On air?
We should do poppers on air
Now,
before doing I'd Swallow That one day.
There's 3 people at this table that would be so good at it, and 2 of us wouldn't be. You figure it out. You figure
it out,
All right,
America.
let's play our yes
even
or
like
no
jalapenos.
game. called
I love it.
Hello. If we peeled this, we would get right to the point of the message that I just gave you.
All that.
Let's-
If I had poppers, I'd swallow a lot more than that.
All right. All right. Wait, is anybody else going to have one here? All right.
We
invite
just finished
you-
the meme.
Right. We're finished with the meme. We've moved on now.
Okay.
All right. We invite you at home to play right along with us as I'm going to ask these hosts. Now it says my teleprompter. I'm in teleprompter. I'm normally not this witty.
You said it.
I'll vouch for that.
Yeah.
Shade on yourself today, Al. What is going on?
Exactly.
I'll drink to that.
It says 4, but we're actually going to do 5. I have 5 shots because it's going to be that kind of show for me. If these hosts agree with the question, they take the shot. If they disagree, good Lord, it's going to be a tough night for me. That's it. Tough night for
do
me.
it.
All right, let's play I'd Swallow That. First, with sexy actors like Billy Eichner and Guillermo Diaz, Monica Raymond, and Luke McFarlane, as well as amazing icons like RuPaul and Harvey Feinstein, Bros, have you heard about it? Bros is going to be the gay rom-com of the ages. I'd swallow that. Question number 1. I want to join the all LGBTQ plus cast of Billy Eichner's new Bros. Everybody wants to be in?
I'd like to be a grip on that set.
Ay, Dios mío, John.
Look at that picture.
What is it? They didn't show Guillermo. Where's Guillermo?
There's
Not on there.
One on the
four
left?
this time. Not there.
No.
I love that Billy Eichner is now hot.
Was he not hot before?
He was okay. He never really was showing it off. I mean, he was always,
we
always
saw him,
cute.
we saw him at the task force last year, and he was beautiful.
He was beautiful.
Okay, well, yeah, but I'm talking about like a few years
I
ago, like
want-
his Parks and
Did he
Rec
turn
days.
you down or something, John? Is that why? You're like, he's not that hot. You know when
Eichner
someone turns you
called-
down, you're like, he's not that hot.
Yeah.
I
He got rejected
called
on
security on me because I was at the task force with Faye, and I walked up, and the first thing I did is I reached down and touched his arms, and they called security.
Did you touch his arm?
It was a bicep joke.
Oh.
I would think you would appreciate that.
Oh, your bicep.
Security.
Security.
So we all think that this is a cool thing. This new show is all gay all the time.
You all know, you boys know me well enough to know that I want to be a gay boy so bad. I just want to be a gay boy for one episode on Bros. Just one. All right, Make-A-Wish Foundation, hook me up. I'm an alcoholic. I have to work with these people.
I've worked with this woman for over a year. I assure all of my friends, I get asked about you all the time. I was just saying before this show, your freaking post while I was with you in Italy, I have been asked about 50 times. I followed her, and I was living through this and this and this and this. I assure, and I always tell all of my friends, you are for sure a gay man.
I
am. Biggest dick of anyone I have ever.
It's in my top drawer.
Can we get you like a certificate of authenticity?
Right.
I love those glamour shots you were taking.
Yeah.
Those were really cool.
I rode around with her in that Vaporetto on the Grand Canal, and those pictures don't even begin to show what was really going on. The Spanish telenovela that was going on.
Es que te dije que no voy. If you want to see all these pictures, make sure you go and follow me on social media. All the Italy pictures and reels are on there, and you'll catch up. All right, me and my favorite Cuban, my wife.
Yeah, it was amazing. Join us next time. We're going to Egypt and Israel next, and Cal's coming.
I'm going.
Excited. All right, let's move on. A new slasher film based in a LGBTQ plus conversion camp, and starring Kevin Bacon. Wait. Theo, Jermaine, naming dropping, Anna Klumsky, Kai Tan, Carrie Preston, and so many more on the way. Now I get it. I'd swallow that. Question number 2. I'm all in for Kevin Bacon. Flashdance. No, not Flash.
Footloose.
Footloose.
Wow.
Very different movies.
Wow, he just read me terribly. Footloose is Kevin Bacon and a queer slasher film coming this summer called They, Them.
But you get it, right?
I'm all in.
It's named They/Them.
Them.
Oh, I get it
Slash.
now.
You get it?
Get it?
I get it.
So, and you guys know that about that game, that 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon? I mean, so that's even going to bring him into the queer community now. There will be no one that won't be attached to Kevin Bacon in some way, shape, or form.
I'd like to say that all of you are 1 degree from Kevin Bacon because I interviewed him.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's sweet. Favorite Kevin Bacon role? Whose?
I liked when he I played the salon owner in Beauty Shop.
I
don't know if you remember that. I thought he was
one.
hysterical in that role.
Another great role.
I liked his guest appearance on Will and Grace.
There it is. Will and Grace, he was the best.
She was
He
really
was
cool.
good on there.
Oh my gosh, amazing. And John has no opinion, even though he apparently has interviewed.
Didn't you interview him?
Let's move on.
He's a good friend.
He's a good
He's a
friend.
good
Did you
friend.
hear it?
He's a good friend.
Bring him
Yeah.
to the next show then.
All right.
Speed dial him.
Yeah.
He's on set right now of They Them.
RuPaul, they filmed that like 9 years ago. RuPaul's Drag Con. It was over the weekend in Los Angeles, and it brought the house down. Seriously. There was amazing news, and queens from around the world, all of their wigs got snatched off their heads when RuPaul forgot one winner's name. Watch this.
What?
This one right here, because your name is Jinx. Come on, Seattle. There's a lot of girls, right?
Hello, that is...
That's hilarious.
That is, yes, right. Well,
she is getting up there in age.
Let him finish.
John,
Ask the question.
But the question you didn't ask. I have to explain. Jinx Monsoon, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race, and Ru couldn't remember her name. Ooh. I wonder if we did that Photoshop, because it's an amazing Photoshop of her facial reaction. I'd swallow that. Question number 3. RuPaul's big announcement at DragCon was the new London edition of DragCon in 2023. And I say, DragCon, please.
Everybody will be there. Everybody will be there.
I won't.
I mean, I'm willing to give her a pass on forgetting the name. I mean, after so many years and so many drag queens, I think that they all just sort of blend together, right, Cindy?
100.
Faye, she won when? What season was it?
7.
That Jinx.
No.
1865.
Which
Wait.
one? 5?
Season 5.
It was season 5.
And we are at what? 23? Where are we right now? 13? Something like that, right?
Season 23.
Okay, so let's listen.
I can't look up because Michelle Visage right now has a dark shadow from LA moving over my head. I can't.
Michelle, love you. I have to say it though. I didn't recognize Jinx when I saw the video.
And tell me why.
She looked like the quarantine 15 may have happened. She looked a little heavier. She didn't look like herself.
Say it. She got fat.
No, Peter, do not say that. Weight challenged. Weight challenged. No.
Doesn't seem that challenged.
She looked a little different. I mean, there's like 184 contestants that have been through Drag Race.
38.
152 contestants, right, that have gone through Drag Race. How is he supposed to remember everybody? You call me a different name every other day, and I sit with you how many times a week? I mean, let's be real. I name my purses, but I forget each one of them too.
Yeah. Well, and that's mostly because all Hispanic people look the same to me.
They all sound the same, too.
He doesn't mean it, America. Don't let him hate me. He loves me and us.
Yeah, exactly.
His favorite Latinos are his favorite Latinos.
That's right. Well, have you been to Cuba? There's a reason why. All right, let's move on. Tucker Carlson and Ben Shapiro's worst nightmare has come true. An 18-year-old non-binary high schooler in conservative Indiana won prom queen in drag.
Prom king.
Prom king.
Prom king. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got that wrong. Prom king in drag. Watch this.
Prom king is Kristen.
Child, let me just tell you, on the RuPaul cruises, Mimi I'm First used to work for me full time. Whew, you got Mimi I'm First's sachet down. I'd swallow that question number 4. Every high school prom king should be a drag queen. And then Tucker Carlson's head explodes.
Here's to that.
Poof.
And I will say, I have that exact same dress.
Have you done drag?
Naked.
No.
I think he's in it right now. No,
I have done some female impersonation acts in my
Have
comedy.
you? Oh, cool.
Hello. Have you not seen my...
I have seen your show. I just can't remember your show. No, I'm
RuPaul.
only kidding.
Having a RuPaul moment.
Yeah, a RuPaul moment, right?
I love that you called it conservative Indiana. But I'm from Indianapolis, but so I have to tell you, this is Southern Indiana, and it's like even more conservative. It is the conservative of conservative Indiana.
Really?
So to see this fills my heart with so much joy because
And you hear the audience too, like supporting.
Yeah, and I want to be in 15 or 20 years. I want to be at their reunion. I want to see. No, I do. I want to see what they do in their life, if they become a performer, if they become an activist. I'm so anxious to see what they springboard from this.
She'll probably be on Drag Race next season.
Yeah, but they did amazing.
Amazing.
I'm sitting here trying to think, to your point of conservative Indiana, I'm trying to think of any famous people from Indiana. Who's been from Indiana?
Yvonne.
David Letterman.
The Jacksons, aren't they from Indiana?
Yeah, Jim Davis.
Michael Jackson.
Conservative,
The Pacers.
a conservative. Oh, yes, a couple of vice presidents. 2. Do you know who the 2 vice presidents that have come from Indiana are?
Yeah,
Mike
Who?
Pence.
Daniel Quayle
Quayle.
and Michael Pence.
There you go. Can you imagine their embracement of this
No,
moment?
poof. Their heads will be exploding with Tucker.
Yeah,
For
exactly.
sure.
I think this story is so cool because it also warms my heart as well because these kids are just being able to be kids
Yes.
and enjoy their high school prom. It doesn't matter, the day after this prom, it doesn't matter what happens in high school. They're just having fun, they're being in the moment. It reminds me, I just watched the movie that came out on Netflix this weekend, Senior Year, with Rebel Wilson. I don't know if you've heard of it or seen it.
Yeah, and she looks amazing.
She looks incredible, but the whole story was about, she's a senior in high school, cheer captain. She unfortunately falls in one of her performances and ends up in a coma for 20 years.
What?
She never
Oh, I
gets
gotta
to
see
go to her senior prom. So she wakes up 20 years later as a 40-year-old now, and she wants to go and complete high school. And there's a month left of the senior year of school, so she gets to go back to school to do all the things that she never got to do, which one of them is run for prom queen at 40 years old. And there's that same message
Don't ruin it for us.
that happens, you
She
know.
gets it. Duh.
Obviously, you know, everyone dies, you know, but
Everyone dies.
it's
And what streaming channel is this on?
not on Netflix.
You know, Cal, I just have to say, you are an unadulterated whore because Netflix just paid Cal $20 for that story.
20 million.
And a free membership.
Million, right, exactly. Congratulations to you. We love that the drag queen is the drag queen.
Yes.
Drag king.
Prom king.
Prom king. Ooh.
Those shots are kicking in, Al
They're kicking
Ferguson.
in. All right, let's move on. Conservative, communist Cuba is making history, and for good reasons this time. As the U.S. goes back to the times of the initial sanctions in the 1950s, many people are saying what we're watching is America in the 1950s as it relates to LGBTQ. Cuba is making headway into a future that we can all be proud of. I'd swallow that question number 5. I am shocked the first Latin American country in the world to officially recognize LGBTQ plus History Month is, you guessed it, Cuba. Are you shocked?
Shocked.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked, but the more that I read about Cuba, they're way ahead of us in a lot of ways. I mean, to be such a communist country, back in 2008, they agreed to start offering free gender confirmation surgery to trans individuals. 2008!
And to provide a soundbite on that, in Cuba, medical care is free. You know, we have our naysayers here in America about it, but in general, medical care, Cuba has one of the best medical systems in the world. The highest percentage of doctors in the world, of any country in the world, is in Cuba. It is a commodity, and they export doctors all over the world, especially to Africa and to South America, to help provide medical care, and it becomes a currency resource for Cuba. However, in the example that you just said, if you are going to transition and transition surgery, the procedures, multiple procedures, are completely free.
That is
Cuba.
crazy.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
So I know that you went to Cuba a couple years
Many
ago.
times, yeah.
So what is the LGBTQ community like in Havana?
Diverse
Gay.
and gay
Yeah.
and beautiful.
I want to go.
I
Never been.
Happening Out is going to go back to Cuba. We
Yeah.
wanted to do it. We went to Havana Pride right prior to the pandemic start, and I know we're going to go back. And when we do, we'll invite everybody, including Cal.
I'll
to come
find me a
right along
husband.
with us. Exactly.
Husbands.
Husbands.
Plural.
Yes, exactly. All right. Well, we love what we're watching in Cuba. And by the way,
Yes.
Cuba's on the verge of getting gay marriage.
Wow.
On the verge.
Wow.
All right, next up, let's consider the best thing of the week. And this week, it's called, this is wonderful, Ding Dong, the Wicked Witch is Dead. And who is the Wicked Witch? Well, Madison Cawthorn loses his primary. Last night, he lost his re-election bid. The notorious pro-Trumper, the notorious anti-LGBTQer, the notorious, wait, why are boys touching my dick photography buff? Wait, why am I naked in this picture with a man?
Wait.
And so much more, loses his election for re-election. And what makes sauce for the goose is that the Democratic candidate in North Carolina is LGBTQ.
No.
Ooh. What do y'all think about the best thing of the week? Ding dong, the witch is dead.
This guy is a joke.
He is.
Yeah.
Do you remember when the State of the Union address happened and I sent you a picture and I'm like, who is this hot guy?
Oh yeah.
It was him.
It was.
It was him all along. I mean, and the thing is, because he's cute, he gets away with a lot more.
He's beyond cute. He's beyond.
He looks like a
cute.
Ken doll. He's so good looking.
He is beyond.
But then his douchebagness makes him ugly as
This
sin.
picture is among the worst pictures we could have of him.
He hardly takes a bad picture, Al. It was very hard to find an ugly one of him.
Yeah,
DeSantis, there's millions. This guy, it was hard.
Yeah, I don't know how this is the best thing of the week. I mean, another probably even more conservative Republican is going to replace him. I mean, God bless the Democratic nominee, but she's not going to win. This guy is going to be replaced by someone more conservative and not nearly as cute. No, I'm not here for this.
So, wait, did John Hayden just tell us he's so gay that because he's beautiful, I'm willing to accept whatever ridiculousness comes out of his mouth? Is that what I
That's what you just heard, yeah.
Yeah, I just heard that. Wow, wow. So, Cawthorn, is he finished? Is his career over?
You know, it's a tough thing because there's so many stories came out with Cawthorn, right? About him lying, how he got into the wheelchair, about him trying to bring a loaded gun on a plane, not once, but twice. And there's a shit ton, excuse my French, of stories on him. So it's kind of sad because I wanted to see what else was going to come out from this guy,
His
you know?
best friend, who is boyfriend,
Allegedly sucking his penis.
It wasn't that much, but he was touching it. He was petting it. Oh, good for you, Cawthorn. Yeah. I heard, not so much.
If he's smart, he'd probably hitch his wagon to DeSantis and come to Florida because of the idiots that live here that love this garbage.
Yeah. Well, his intimate love buddy, Matt Gaetz. Oh wait, no, I shouldn't tell.
I would watch them have sex, wouldn't you? Everybody at this table would watch them have sex, right?
Absolutely.
America, yes,
And
for sure.
critique them.
And critique the.
You direct them, Peter.
Peter, I'm curious.
I'll hold the light.
You're a comedian. You're a professional comedian. John clearly tonight is not. You're a professional comedian. What would your recommendation and advice for Matt Cawthorn be?
For Matt Cawthorn be?
For Madison Cawthorn.
Madison Cawthorn.
Madison? What
What
would my
would it be?
advice be?
Yeah.
As a comedian? I don't know. Get it on tape. I mean, you know.
Wait, did you just recommend he goes to OnlyFans next?
Yes, absolutely. You can probably make more money doing that than in politics.
$100,000
Yes, the first day. What are you talking about? Yes, OnlyFans.
Madison.
And have me as your guest.
Do y'all believe that you can be a self-hating, loathing homosexual?
Oh yeah.
Do y'all believe in that concept?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what we were watching, do you think?
The longer it went on, the more I became, yeah.
He's one of us.
Yeah. Was it Aaron? Was it Aaron Schucker? I'm sorry?
Aaron Chuck.
Aaron Chalk, yeah, up in Illinois, who, spent his decorating allowance for his congressional office to make it look like the set of Downton Abbey. I was like, oh, girl. And then turns out he's, oh, girl.
How many Republican senators have been caught in a fucking, bathroom stall getting a hand job from?
Yeah. You remember Minneapolis? Tap, tap, tap.
Yeah, the tapping. Yeah.
And let's not forget Mike Pence.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
No.
We're trying to forget Mike Pence.
and I'm going to get so much crap for this this topic because I'm relishing in what is happening here. But at some point, when you are so Trumpy and you were so anti-LGBT and you are so ignorant in talking about the orgies and cocaine events that are going on in the Congress and everything else he does, all of the photographs we've seen in any other circumstance. If he wasn't in politics, we would have loved the pictures we were seeing. Wait, we love that somebody's touching your dick. We love that. But this is a person that is degrading us and our community at every turn. Is it inappropriate that we go, I'm really loving this moment?
No, it's not inappropriate at all. And the thing is that, let's be real, he's not the smartest tool. I mean, because he went against the Republicans too. You got to at least have the people who hate us have your back. You know what I mean? So it's like, he's not the smartest dude, like at all.
Y'all agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah. One last thought. Do you think it's interesting on the ignorance and stupidity of Donald Trump that this is his boy, literally, it's his boy, and I love what this boy represents and what he's saying and what he does for me until these pictures come out, and then Donald Trump instantaneously turns on him and says,
gross.
"You're gross." Doesn't that say everything about not only Cawthorn, but Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Of course.
Everything.
When you're done serving a purpose for him, he doesn't need you, and he's going to completely. That's disgusting.
And we know
Gross.
Donald Trump is a fraud. You know, even from the election and him winning, and you know.
What do you mean? He's the best president for LGBTQ.
Right.
He said
Ever.
It's just like with the conversations you have, like with Mike Bloomberg, and when they talk about the billionaires in New York, and they're like, who? They don't even consider Donald Trump to be one of them.
That's true.
Well, we say best thing of the week. Ding dong, the witch is dead.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so next we're going to ask our host what's on your mind. Each host is getting ready to tell us in just 30 seconds. Unfortunately, once again this week, my bell has disappeared somewhere.
Uh-oh.
Production, can you try to find my bell? Because I would love to use it.
It's in my house, North Miami. Go get it.
Each host will tell us in just 30 seconds. All right, now I've got to do a really, really obnoxious bell sound. Is going to tell us in just 30 seconds what's on their mind and what's important to them this week. But remember, in just 30 seconds, and my teleprompter then prompts me to say, or you will hear this bell. FayWhat? Let's start with you. What's on your mind this week?
FayWhat? Boys, I am so excited. I was looking at my schedule, and you know what? We are back, and we are back in full force. Less than a year ago, we were saying, hey, if we keep on getting vaccinated, we'll be back out there celebrating our Pride together, and Pride is just a couple of weeks away. Memorial Day weekend is just a couple of weeks away. P-Town, the women are having an incredible Memorial Day weekend in P-Town. Ladies, unite. It's going to be Pride in New York. We have Stonewall coming up June 18th. I'm just so excited to be back. We are back, baby.
Sounds wonderful. I appreciate that. And John Hayden, what's on your mind this week?
The 14th Amendment. If you don't think that recently granted rights, either from 7 years ago from marriage or 50 years ago from abortion, if you don't think they can be gutted, think again. In New Orleans in the 1880s, so I'm going to take a little more than 30 seconds. In New Orleans in the 1880s, racial groups got along. They went to the same stores. They used the same entrances. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it was better than what we were led to believe. And the fact is, Jim Crow then came along. It too was a solution looking for a problem. And what followed was the Supreme Court saying, oh yeah, separate but equal is okay. And they totally disregarded the 14th Amendment for the next 50 to 60 years. If you don't think that they're coming for us, think again.
Thank you for that. And Peter Bisuito, what's on your mind this week?
I'm really sick and tired of this whole abortion issue. I really am. I don't understand why these damn politicians think they have the right to control a woman and their bodies. I'm totally against that. I'm for abortion because, all of those fetuses are going to eventually grow up to be bad drivers, and we're going to have to deal with the bad drivers. So I say kill them before they get their driver's licenses.
Oh my God. I'm so not laughing at what you said. I'm laughing at
processing. Yeah, exactly.
Would you like
Thank
more
you
in the
very
1880s from New Orleans?
No, we're done with New Orleans. All right, and Kal Gajraj, what's on your mind this week?
So I'm a huge Miami Heat fan, and I'm super excited
What's that?
Miami Heat.
Basketball.
Okay.
Okay, it's basketball. So our Miami Heat here in Miami is in the Eastern Conference Finals. They won the game last night, the Boston Celtics. They play tomorrow night. So game 2, so I'm super excited about that, and advancing in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Go Heat.
Yay.
Go Heat.
Are you going to the game?
No, I won't be at the game.
I
I have to teach.
I love the fact that in our gay community, we can even find a gay guy that likes sports. That's so exciting. Yay!
Name a player. Name a couple players. Name 4 players. Go.
4.
Well, like currently?
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
like,
wow!
I mean,
Tyler
there's
Hero,
so
Jordan
many.
Rabbit,
Like,
Robinson,
like,
Jimmy Butler.
and Omar Yurtseven.
That's 3.
We're still
Duncan
gay.
Robinson?
Everybody still keeps their
Tyler
gay card.
Hero.
Yeah.
Tyler Hero.
Okay.
And also, I super love the T-shirt that Miami Herald sent me. It's a Loud and Proud T-shirt. I should have brought it with me tonight, but hopefully next time I get to wear it.
All right.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's what's on our host minds this week. Next, let's catch up with the news and in the world of entertainment. Wow, these shots have really affected me. In March of 1994, Ellen came out of the closet on her sitcom, and many thought it would end her career. Remember the microphone at the airport? Mm-hmm. I'm gay.
Gay.
Well,
gay.
Instead, it led to her having her own talk show And the talk show has lasted for 19 years. Ellen DeGeneres is now ending that on May 26th. This week, she filmed it. We understand a very tearful farewell of the final episode. We ask in the world of entertainment, what is the queer legacy of Ellen and the Ellen Show?
Where do we start?
God, right?
Oh my God, that woman is just, she's done everything in her life. You know, she's been such a huge, I mean, what she's done for the gay community far surpasses anything anyone else has ever done. You know, I mean.
Well, you have to think about the people who watch her show. Her show is like at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So these are white housewives, okay, that are watching her show. And she came into their living rooms every day, and they ended up loving her. You know, people, I read an article that at the beginning she couldn't mention Portia. She could not mention her wife in the first couple of years. She couldn't wear jeans in the first couple of years, Peter. So it was kind of like suck them in, then bring in the LGBTQ aspect. Now, and if you remember that time, Rosie O'Donnell had cornered the market when it came to her talk show. Then she went crazy.
But Rosie wasn't out on her talk show.
Oh,
yes, she was.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was.
And by the end of it, when she came out, was when she got the haircut and she started acting all weird. And then those same housewives turned off the TV and stopped.
Right.
And people thought, oh, they're never going to come back. And Ellen brought them back.
Yeah.
And brought them back in a big way. And 19 years she did it.
And let's not forget that before she was at 2 p.m., she was at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And there was only one person that ever dominated that time slot,
Oprah.
which is Oprah Winfrey.
That you can't go against Oprah. It's
You
Oprah.
know, so I mean, to be on that level is just absolutely incredible, and to have, you know, an openly gay, you know, woman on TV during daytime hours in the homes of all these housewives and everyone during the day. That's incredible, especially during this time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the housewives that are watching her now were the same ones. I was working in a newsroom the night that Ellen's I'm Gay episode happened, and the general manager of the station, the news director of the station, like all management, ad sales, they all stayed that night and answered the phones because this ABC station agreed to air the episode in Knoxville, Tennessee.
You were at a Knoxville affiliate when that happened?
Yes. And the phones were ringing off the hook, and we were told, don't talk to them, you know, just send them to management, you know, and all that. But they were so angry.
I thought, help us understand how this process of the call is coming in. So your ABC affiliate in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes.
Unaware for anybody, Ellen's going to do this in the storyline.
Oh, no,
anybody know?
No, we knew.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
They were one of the few that were going to air it. A lot of cities decided not to.
Correct.
Knowing beforehand what the storyline was going to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and people were calling in just distraught that we were actually going to let her say those two words
We had
over
destroyed the world by literally saying gay.
Yes.
Okay.
And so it just, those housewives that were calling back then are the same ones that are going to call and go, where's Ellen, when she's not there this September. And I just think that the process of what's happened over 25 years is just amazing.
Well, and you know, we get so much hate in LGBTQ+, and why? Mainly because of fear. People who don't understand us, or maybe don't have a gay person in their inner core, right? Ellen brought those stories to all those ladies watching at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Those white ladies at 2 p.m. Those TikTok videos. Every time somebody hands out pride flags, she puts those people on her show and makes them a spotlight, you know, and brings normalcy into what LGBTQ is.
And
our lives.
Yeah.
And not only that, but normalizing being kind to everyone. And that's how she ends every single one of her shows.
But mind you, a couple of years ago, all that
don't
drama
even get
came
me
with how
started
she
with
was, how
that.
people were supposedly treated behind the scenes,
You know
and
what?
then
Soon
soon after she decided to retire.
Some of these employees were pissing me off when some of the allegations they were saying, oh, she was mean to me in the hallway. She doesn't have to be nice to you.
I walked to the set this evening and Peter was mean. Want to talk about that?
I mean, Al verbally abused me in the parking lot
In the
earlier.
parking lot before you
then
even
we
got
made
here.
out.
So there was this big
That was
report. There was this big report on TV, and the news anchor said, somebody tweeted on Twitter, and they showed the tweet, and it said, "I worked for Ellen for 2 years. She never once said hi to me in the hall." So you're working for Ellen. She's employing you. Be grateful.
There's 150 people that are working
of
on
all,
the show.
she's
Go say
Ellen.
hi to somebody else. I mean,
Yeah.
she's got to entertain like 50 million people a day, for God's
You
sake.
can't
She's got stuff on her mind. She's going through her script. She's going through whatever. She's the head of a freaking empire.
Yeah.
You know,
If she doesn't want to say hi to you,
Two
off.
stories that I want to tell of genius. Now, remember, she's hosted all of the major entertainment awards shows, including the
Yes,
Oscars. Her moment live of doing the selfie with all of the stars is going to go down in history as one of the great television moments of all time. 100 years from now, they're going to come back to that moment and show Ellen and all of the stars that wanted to be in that picture with her to do that selfie live. Unparalleled. This is queer going, hey, everybody, you want to join me? And everybody of the biggest names on this planet said, are you kidding? Of course I do. One moment. The other moment that I will never forget is related to Oprah Winfrey. And Oprah was the queen goddess of this planet, arguably still is.
Still is.
But she had My Favorite Things, the Christmas shows that she would do. And everybody on the planet was hoping that they would hit the lottery to be on the Christmas show.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a car.
Right, it's iconic. And the other thing that related to the Oprah Winfrey show was the dominance when she was in her absolute peak was O Magazine. And Ellen wanted to be on O Magazine. And what did she do? She became uber queer, uber gay. I'm not going to accept no for an answer. It ran as a bit for months and months and months when Oprah was going, please shut up. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Ellen is sending her flowers. She's sending her candy. She showed up at Harpo's studios and knocked on the door and said, I'm here because I want to talk to somebody about being on the cover of O Magazine. Wow. It's so gay. Because long before we realized why we are so spectacular is we won't just accept. We have fought our battles for our entire lives. So if it's to get on the magazine, I got this. And she gets on the magazine, and Oprah realizes, wait, I really got to tell this into a story, and turned it into one of the highest episode rated stories of the Oprah Winfrey Show ever, of Ellen being on the cover of that magazine. I will never forget that. Who in our community has propelled us to that level?
No one.
Well, you know what they're going to replace with the Ellen Show? My naked crocheting show.
Did you just make it all about you?
Yes.
Talking about Ellen DeGeneres? All right. Okay, let's just pause one moment.
I'll drink to that.
Digest. All right, I'll drink too.
Don't take our community 3 steps back, Peter, please.
May 26th. I'm telling everybody right now, it's must-see television for me. I'm going to sit and I'm going to cry right along with the rest of America. An icon passes. Mary Tyler Moore ended. That's what this moment is for our community, and I hear it's quite spectacular. And guests, final 2 guests are Jennifer Aniston and Pink.
Wow.
And both of them specifically said, please, we want to be with you at the end. And I have read some private things of how spectacular the final moments
Well, and
are.
Pink always wrote her theme songs for the show.
And exactly, and Jennifer
Well, out of
Aniston
all
was the first guest of the entire series. And one other thing that relates to Ellen that I personally admire dramatically, this is not ending her 20th season. It's ending her 19th season. They offered, like, remember Friends? They got $10 million an episode in that last season to come back one more season. That's not quite the same money, but in her production company, she got the offer of saying, we're going to pay you beyond paying you, and it is history for you to do 20 years. And Ellen said, nope.
Nope.
Mad respect from the
Well, I mean, when you're already worth $500 million, I mean, how much more money can you suck in the bank, for God's sake?
Have you ever heard of some of the billionaires that are running in the world? Money is
But some people are just like, if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't care about an extra 50 million. I mean,
I'm not listening to you, Peter. I'm thinking about Ellen's wife, Portia.
Or maybe she'll do what David Letterman did and take his show to Netflix.
Actually, an excellent point. Let's close on our celebrity hot topic. Is Ellen finished?
No.
no.
Are we going to hear
Far
all
from.
God,
Lots.
no.
She's saving the planet. And all the gays that come along with it.
Yeah.
She's past her peak. I mean, she'll never have a cultural phenomenon again.
Past her peak.
Like
No,
her show.
I don't-
Like
No,
you know,
that's
but just
ridiculous.
because
I don't think
your
she's
best
past her
days are
peak.
behind you doesn't mean that there aren't still great days
I think
ahead.
I
Her
think
best
that,
days
I
are
think,
not.
I
that
think
this
the
is
best is
just-
yet to come from Ellen.
That's so
yeah.
interesting. And I totally respect, but John's the reporter at the table. That's his perspective.
Have you interviewed Ellen?
Reporter.
Blah, 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 blah. All right, continue.
Wow.
And we're done.
Thank you. And we're done. Drop mic. There we go. All right. Well, that is our discussion on entertainment. We've closed it up. Next, we report that at Happening Out Television Network, we try to help and support our LGBTQ community. We took a page right out of Ellen's. An example is here at the Sunshine Cathedral. This is the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale, and we're broadcasting from our permanent set in supporting that partnership. This is the Happening Out television studios here at Sunshine. The network broadcasts the largest LGBTQ religious broadcast in the world, with more than 30,000 people watching every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, and it's totally live. And by the way, if you're English speaking and you're gay in Guatemala, you're getting to watch Sunshine Cathedral. Think about the effect of that. That's how important this is. We encourage you to tune in also, and our campaign of sponsorship proudly supports Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church. Watch this.
It's Rachel Maddow in Sunshine Cathedral. That is my queer church.
We love you, Leah. The new Broadway show looks awesome. Up next, if we were standing around the LGBTQ water cooler, this is what we think we would all be talking about this week. And a lot of people in Reddit is actually doing exactly that. We refer to it as the hot topic of the week. Reddit is an amazing place for information and conversations. I love it, actually. In subreddit are Ask Gay Bros user you / revolutionary tap 849.
Oh, I know him. I know him. Tap, tap.
I'm going to kill production after the show, by the way. Ask what lessons about being gay that straight people will never learn. And the responses were off the hook. The responses included how hard it can be to date, or knowing that so many people you are attracted to will never be attracted to you, and it has nothing to do
true
about
with gay
you.
or straight, yeah.
Our hot topic headline of the week is the highlights of Reddit discusses what straight America will never understand about the queer experience. What do y'all think? Straight understand us? Or
I don't think that straight people could ever understand what it's like to look in the mirror and just say, is there something wrong with me? Why am I so different? Why am I not like the rest of the girls in school? You know, I don't think that straight people will ever understand that.
I think that straight guys do have the same issues that gay men have as well, because a lot of my friends are straight, and my best friend, one of my best friends is straight. And I mean, 2 weeks ago I had lunch with one of his friends that I got introduced to, and it was just so funny that once, like, my friend was like, oh, you know, he's gay, because he had made a comment about something, and he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. The whole tone changed, and I felt like his whole demeanor changed because he didn't have to put on this front anymore, which then he followed up with, you know, if I was gay, would you be into me? Which I think is funny because straight guys love to ask that question, but it just makes them a little bit more human. I feel like they don't have to put up that masculine front anymore.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just as insecure as, you know, some gay men are.
Yeah, but they still don't have to deal with all the crap that we have to. Like, as a gay woman, I've dated somebody that wasn't out of the closet. I know plenty of my gay boys that have also, you know, slept with straight men that, you know, straight people will never know what that's like, you know? I mean, oh, she's hiding that she's straight. Doesn't work that way.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, a couple years ago, my father, I get the best father in the world. He's just the nicest guy ever. He's a wonderful, perfect father.
Where did he go wrong?
Yeah, right. That's what I ask him all the time. However, he is a Trump supporter, and
that's where he went wrong.
Exactly.
All right, Papa Bisuito, we gotta talk.
He was out and about with my mom one day, and he was talking to this gay couple at some restaurant or something, and they were talking about politics, and my father brought up the fact that he was a Trump supporter. Well, the gay guy just totally turned on my father. And my father's just like the nicest person in the world. He doesn't want to offend anybody. So he was trying to talk to this kid, and my father's a very endearing person, and he just kind of went like this, kind of touched the kid's shoulder. And the kid went, "Don't touch me," like that to my father. So my father was telling me about this. I said, "So this guy totally didn't like you without knowing who you were, and he didn't want to, he just judged you based on one thing," I told my dad. He said, "Yeah." I said, "That's a fraction of what it feels like to be discriminated against."
Great story. So
That
true.
is a fraction.
Wow.
Deal with that every single day of your life on a global
I read an
scale.
article one time, not related to LGBT, but relating to people of color. And this black man told this story of how he had been through his entire life, and he walked into every new meeting with whoever new he met, work-wise, socially-wise, in whatever situation of going, this person probably hates me. And that he developed this chip on his shoulder, that it was very hard for him to disconnect, because he knew the chances were very high that this person was going to discriminate against me for something I have absolutely no control over. No matter how nice I am, no matter how polite I am, no matter how genuine I am, I will always be black. And that is the only thing that many people see. And when I read that, I thought, wow, that's exactly what the LGBTQ experience is on steroids. Not to say that we have it worse than people of color or women or any other marginalized group, but our essence, our authenticity has no effect on another person at all. None.
Yeah.
Who we're having sex with in the privacy of our own bedroom, or in John's case, the back of a parking lot behind Alibi.
In a Mustang.
In a Mustang, makes absolutely no difference at all. But we still all know instantly what that hate means.
Yep.
So it helps develop a response mechanism of defense from us that is very, very hard to disengage.
It's tough. I mean, I'm first generation American, growing up brown in America, gay, Muslim, everything. I can't tell you how many times after 9/11 I was randomly selected at the airport for screening, or made fun of in school and being told like, "Oh, you have an accent," or "Oh, your sandwich smells like curry." And I'm like, it's tuna. Like, it's not, like, what are you talking about?
It's a bologna sandwich, by the way.
Like, but people are just, are sometimes can be very horrible.
Yeah.
Do you think the straight community and the conversation that we've just said in the last 3 or 4 minutes, starting with your father's story into our conversation here, do you think the straight community understands this?
No, they will never understand to turn on the news and see all this spew like hate towards them. And many of them kind of like just are very aloof about it. Like, oh, that's never going to happen. Or that's not a big deal. Or you guys are just butthurt. No pun intended. And it's rough.
Because they don't know what it's like to be open and free and to, openly love someone or to be yourself. They don't understand what that's like.
What that means.
And
what it means.
And there is no singular the gay experience. My experience growing up in central Indiana is very different from the prom king drag queen in southern Indiana, and it's very different from your experience in Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
So, and there is no singular, although there's a lot of overlap, but there is no singular black experience. There is no singular Hispanic experience. Listen to what minorities, your minority friends or your minority coworkers, or just minority people on television, listen to what they tell you, because their experience is valid. Just because it doesn't happen to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen to someone. Just listen. Have empathy, for God's sake.
To that point, I got very angry yesterday because I was listening to NPR. I love NPR. I think it's a fabulous platform. But I was listening to a national NPR show yesterday afternoon, and they had a black pastor that principally served the community in Buffalo where the shooting took place. 10 people of color that were targeted only because of the color of their skin. Only. For me, Faye knows, I've been going through quite a bit of depression. And the reason I'm going through depression is that horrible date is coming of June 12th. And I was fundamentally affected by Pulse. And Pulse was a similar situation to what happened over the weekend in Buffalo, which is it was a target. When you said Muslim, I instantly, right here, thought, I have to concentrate to go, wait, I know who you are. But my first reaction is, it was the Muslim faith at Pulse. That is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But it was my first response because that person targeted those people because he looked for a gay nightclub to go to and kill people. So I'm listening to NPR yesterday talking about it, and this black pastor is talking about how badly the community is affected by the situation, and it's a tragic event. And my goodness, if we ever want to talk about white supremacist mentality in America, it's a textbook case. We'll be reading about it in college textbooks. Mm-hmm. But everything he said, I kept thinking, yes, but you feel everything you're asking for in the black community, you won't give the queer community. Mm-hmm. Everything that you say you're experiencing in the black community, you will do to the queer community. And the more I listened to him, the angrier and angrier I got. And I realized the guy can't help it. He's just ignorant. This guy who is advocating for his own community in the pain that he is representing is ignorant. And I have a responsibility to get beyond it, just like Pulse. Now we're going into the 6th or 7th year, and I just tell you, I'm not beyond it yet. I'm not. And I begin to wonder if I'm ever going to get beyond it. That's what this conversation is all about. Does the straight community understand what we go through?
You know, I have another father story. So I asked my father once, I said, Dad, just out of curiosity, if a presidential candidate went on national television, whether Democrat or Republican, if you had no idea what side the candidate was on, you had no idea, and he went on national television and said, if I'm elected president, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ban every Italian in the country from ever getting married. They will not be allowed to get married. Italians will not be allowed to hold employment. And if they get fired for being an Italian, that's perfectly legal. And Italians are not allowed to raise kids.
Or adopt.
Or adopt. And 50% of the country was for this president. Would you vote for him? He said, probably not. I said, that's why I don't vote Republican.
You know, the amazing thing about that story is, first, we all know this. We all understand this. I know all of you. I can tell you, even though we play with each other and we throw shade left and right, all 4 of these people are super high quality that you would be proud to represent our LGBTQ community. Your story, Peter, only represents, which is significant, but only represents that when we can educate, we can change minds. Mm-hmm. That's the whole point of this conversation. Yeah. Can we help educate straight people to understand our experience? And if we can change minds. Yeah. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why we do this show. And that's why we do Queer News Tonight, to show people that we're just like everybody else.
I know this sounds real simple and stupid, but really, I think that the answer to every problem in the world is just mind your own damn business.
Yeah, well, because of
hashtag mind your own business.
And liberty universities.
And religion.
Mind your own business.
Situation.
You know, like that's the answer to everything.
You know, one thing, in closing out the segment that I applaud, the one thing for sure I applaud, because I can't talk about this anymore. Reddit is one of the social platforms that has come along that is adding to the conversation. Facebook and Twitter and other social media platforms have really marginalized us even more. As many things, positive things that it does, we're not happier that our social media exists. And once you begin to say that out loud, you go, should I even be on social media? because it's a really harmful place. The one thing I really do admire on Reddit is the crazy is there too, but there is balanced crazy. There's conversation in conversation.
I'm not on Reddit.
And we congratulate Reddit for it. And they bring up interesting topics like this. And as such, that's why It's Happening Out follows Reddit. Thank you.
So thank you, user tap482-568-4
Yes, exactly. All right, finally tonight. We're the LGBTQ community, and we always ask, what does that mean?
Sex.
It's the stereotype. And we're only about sex. Oh, wait, we're getting ready to kind of prove that. Sex and relationships. So let's play another game. And our game is something that we played almost 4 years, right from the very beginning in every single episode. Our game asks, who would you do? I can't wait to hear who Peter's going to do tonight.
I'll do them all.
And, right, that's so gay, by the way. And who would you do to 3 different interesting people? Tonight, our game is called Shag, Marry, Chop. By the way, read about it. We had to change the name from Fuck, Marry, Kill, which was the original, because we had a very bad idea right in the beginning to go, wouldn't it be funny to play FMK with President Donald Trump and his 2 sons? And guess what? You can't do that.
No.
And the social media police came in and turned off the show in the middle of the show.
Wow.
So that's why we play Shag, Marry, Chop.
Oh, you
True
can't
story.
say kill. You can't say
right,
kill.
exactly.
I got kicked off of Twitter for that.
Yeah, all right. So we never kill. Never. Chop. All right. Our theme is celebrating the halfway point between Tom of Finland's 102nd birthday and International Mr. Leather that is getting ready to happen, I believe, next weekend in Chicago. And so, therefore, we're going to play Shag, Marry, Chop with sexy men in leather. And David Hopkins, we credit him all the time. He's an original production coordinator, director at It's Happening Out. And of course, he's in hog heaven.
Yeah.
Literally.
And he looks great in leather.
That way, he does.
He
doesn't
does.
Yeah.
Leather.
All right. So we're going to play with leather. So this week we're going to play with Stefan from Berlin. Ooh, man. Blade Onyx, the current Mr. Ramrod in our own hometown of Wilton Manors, Florida, who is going to compete at this year's IML. And then New York artist Jesse Lida. So let's play Shag, Marry, Chop. And let's start with the only big dick man at the table, FayWhat?
Ah, here I am, yeah.
Who are you shagging?
I am shagging Stefan. He just looks like he
Are
would
you
be
into big boys?
shaggable. Yeah, like that. I mean, and you know, he's not too hairy, you know, and he's got a great chest. Look at those moves. Yeah. It looks like the electric slide gone wrong, but it's okay. I am going to marry Elimination Onyx's brother, Blade Onyx.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh.
Elimination
Oh,
will be family soon enough.
In the House of Onyx.
Yeah, so definitely marrying him. I mean, come on, look at him. I mean, he deserves that title through and through. He is a hottie. And so I got to chop Jesse Lida. Sorry.
Yeah,
he
Jesse's
just
out.
didn't do it for me. And those chains were a little scary.
Yeah, right. Well, and chains are only good when Faye's dragging them. And John Hayden, who are you shagging?
All right. Well, I'm going to shag Blade because he is local, and I don't date people that I'm going to see regularly, so I only will shag them.
And gas prices are really bad. So,
Right?
you know,
Yeah.
he's close.
I'm going to marry Stefan because, I mean, look at him go.
I could
Go.
see you with him. I could
Go.
totally see you
Yeah.
with him.
That boy would so dominate John. It would be ugly.
He would
by the
like
time
it.
was finished.
You can't rape the willing, Al.
Yes, that's true.
And then I'm going to chop Jesse Lida because he's kind of got like a Matt Damon kind of look going on in the face.
Now see, I like it more that you say that, and I see that now, and it's like, wait, it's a Jack Ryan kind of thing going on.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, I mean, like, I've just spent so much time with Matt that I don't really feel it would be true to our friendship
Ay, Dios
to say that I
mío.
want to have
My
kind of
God.
sexual
Speak
with
a
him.
few sentences.
So-
of
Oh, my
Spanish
Lord,
of how
please.
disgusted
Ay, por
you are
favor,
at this
cállate
point.
la boca. No quiero escuchar más nada de tu entrevista con
and
una
that there's
persona que tú ni
something fundamentally
conoces.
wrong
Para
with
nada.
John
Hay tantas
Hayden.
cosas malas con lo que tú dijiste, John Hayden, que ni
Hayden.
podemos empezar el show. Vamos a terminar este show bien sin tú.
That was for our Spanish-speaking audience. Thank you very much, Faye. And Kal, who are you shagging?
All right, so I think I'm definitely going to shag
I know who you're going to shag.
Stefan.
Of course you
Yeah.
And not necessarily you're shagging Stefan. Right.
So yeah, I'm going to shag Stefan because of those moves. I'm going.
That's it. It's his moves.
It's his moves. I want to marry Jesse.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And why is that? You're the only one so far.
Yeah, the only one so far. Just in those videos of him, I can only imagine him slapping my ass. So
Wait, audience, go back to Stefan a moment.
So I'm going to marry Jesse because I would love to have that. But unfortunately, I have to chop blade.
Yeah. So you don't want the local kind of trade.
No local trade.
No local.
No.
Yeah, okay, got it. Now I'm really curious. Here we go. Shag is going to be, who's going to dominate you?
I think I would shag Stefan. He's just hot. He's hot. I don't know much about his.
Like a big guy? I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I like the big ones.
yeah. I'd like
Me
the big
too.
ones.
Size queen.
Have you not met my husband? I mean, come
At least
on.
2 other people at this table agree with you. The 2 tops go, it's not that big.
And I'm gonna chop the other 2.
Oh wow!
I don't really care for either of
Gotta
them.
marry
You got to
somebody.
marry somebody.
I would probably chop Blade and marry Jesse.
Okay.
Chop blade and marry.
Yeah.
Jesse.
Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you. I'm curious in terms of the response to you. You're a big guy,
Yeah.
but it doesn't. Sometimes a general stereotype of position and desire, you don't fall into the stereotype of a community. Is that
No.
something that you've faced a lot?
Well,
we play Shag, Marry, Chop. Is that
the
something
bigger, beefier guys, they tend to, and I have a lot of friends, so I'm not dissing anybody, but they tend to stick to their own.
Yeah.
I have such a diverse group of friends. I have every possible friend you can possibly think of: age, race, income level, height, you name it. Lesbian. I have transgender friends. You know, it's the same way with the people I'm sexually attracted to.
Okay.
It's more about the connection for me. Just because I'm a bigger guy doesn't mean I only like bigger guys.
But have you always attracted the same kind of guy? Because you used to look like Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah. Well, do I attract the same kind of guy, or am I attracted to the same
Both.
kind of guy? Well, I'm attracted to, like I said, a diverse. You know, I have all different types of tastes, not just bigger guys. I like big beefy daddies, and I like hot young little gymnastics, you know, like gymnasts. And I don't, you know.
All right. I was just curious. Not that I had any interest in it or exploring any possibilities. I wasn't doing that. Oh, wait.
Just tell me I'm pretty. I'm yours. I'll
You're
fuck
pretty.
you.
Peter did an excellent interview with Faye at the FayWhat show.
We got to do that again.
And
That
they
was
were both
fun.
in bed.
Love that.
And I thought it was so interesting because we do this gag bit in terms of the guy being naked in bed. Damien does it awesomely. And Peter literally took it to the limit of going, boop.
Listen, I looked away to like snap something on. I looked back. Peter was butt ass naked, right? And I was like, "Sir, you don't. You could keep your shorts up,
Sir.
sir. No, I have to clean. No, I have to clean those sheets. What are you doing?"
Wash the sheets, please, sir. Okay.
Luna the dog was like, "He's naked in here, FayWhat. What do I do?" I'm like,
I have a really quick, funny story to tell you. So my very first episode of Ask a Naked Guy Crocheting on YouTube, I was crocheting, and I have a sidekick, Darren. You know Darren. And he asked me, he said, "Peter, what are you crocheting?" And I said, "Oh, I'm crocheting." This was in December. I said, "I'm crocheting my mom a scarf for Christmas." So literally like 2 weeks ago, this episode was a year and a half ago. A couple of weeks ago, somebody must have watched that episode because they messaged me and they said, "Peter, I'm just wondering if you really gave your mother that scarf after it had been laying on your balls." And I didn't really realize it at the time, but the answer is yes. I gave my mother a sweaty ball scarf for Christmas.
I mean,
Balls.
she made the balls, so I mean.
Yeah.
You know.
Right, all right.
She changed you.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, that's Shag, Marry, Chop fun week, and we wish our contestant from Wilton Manors all the success at IML. Well, before we end the show, we introduce our sponsor, Jets Pizza. If you're coming to South Florida, you've got to have the pizza of choice for the LGBTQ community.
Look at that pepperoni, baby.
The pizza face.
I'm looking.
We're getting ready to enjoy it ourselves. Well, That is another week, South Florida. Wilton Drive, Ocean Drive, all over America. Another week with you and the world's first and most popular LGBTQ talk show in the world. But before we sign off, let's hear from our host for one final good night. And let's begin with a good night from FayWhat.
FayWhat. Good night, folks. Another Wednesday with these incredible people. Make sure you catch us next Wednesday. And don't forget, Monday and Wednesday, Queer News Tonight with my favorite white guy, Mr. Al Ferguson. You know I'm his lesbian, right? Yeah. Don't forget that the FayWhat show is Monday mornings, bright and early. So if you want to catch up, go check it out on YouTube. You can also watch us on Roku and all other platforms right there from the comfort of your own bed.
Your own bed. I know Peter perked right up there. And good night from John Hayden.
So excited for this weekend. Benda LaCreme, former RuPaul drag queen star. She is bringing her new show, Ready to Be Committed, to the Broward Center. I've got tickets. A friend of mine is coming in from Indianapolis to see the show with me. I'm so excited. Can't wait. Love her. Love this weekend.
Quick, interesting story about Ben. Ben performed multiple times on the RuPaul cruise. And of all the people that Ben could bring, Ben brought his mother.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
I would totally do that.
Yeah,
I would totally do that.
Loved
Do
it.
you even know his mother?
And and by the way, have you interviewed Ben?
Yes.
Have you spent 7 days with him?
Have you interviewed his mom? Then no!
Done. Kal Gajraj, a good night from you.
Good night, America and the world. It was so fun being here tonight. I'll be back next month, and I know we have Memorial Weekend coming up, so I hope everyone has something fun planned for the weekend. And if you're traveling, be safe, and please remember that COVID is still a thing. So just be careful and protect people around you and yourself. Yeah.
And good, thank you, and a good night from Peter Bisuito.
Okay, so I had my my naked crocheting live at Lit event last Tuesday. It was freaking awesome. Standing room only. It far exceeded my expectations. The audience loved it. They were engaged. They were interested. There was interaction. It was amazing. We're doing it all again next Tuesday, May 24th, 8 o'clock at Lit. You guys weren't there, by the way.
Yeah.
Listen, I heard you were heckled.
He was.
You were awesome about it. You were heckled by your own friends, and you were
I
like,
was.
"Bing,
Oh my
bing, bing."
God.
You had it.
Oh my God, they were tearing me apart. The audience was tearing. I loved it though. I just had such a great time.
You
So,
know,
yeah.
I feel an obligation, I said to Peter before we went on the air, for all of our friends here in South Florida directly, and of course Fort Lauderdale and Wilton Manors. I love what Peter is doing as the entertainment coordinator director at Lit, and I love what Lit is doing, because what a gayborhood needs is diversity. Isn't that funny that we say we need diversity in the LGBTQ community, in our own LGBTQ community? We don't need another bar just for the drinking. I love the drinking. However, what we need is more entertainment and more varieties of entertainment. And so while Peter's doing this specialty show of this big burly buff guy crocheting
Naked.
Naked.
The exact same bar is doing with one of our anchors, Greg Shapiro, a special poetry reading night. Awesome. Capital A.
Right on.
West Hollywood, Greenwich Village, Hell's Kitchen. Are you listening to
Move
what's
over.
going on in Wilton Manors? and I love it. I just think it's absolutely fantastic, and I reach out and call out to all of our great
Well,
establishments.
they told me that they wanted me to head up a trivia night, and I'm like, oh God, not another Golden Girls or Will and Grace trivia night, you know? So that's why I incorporated my web series, the Ask a Naked Guy Crocheting. It's all incorporated.
And that
Really
story
fun.
just proves how gay Peter and we all are, because he turned a traditional trivia night into all about
Him.
Naked crochet. Naked crochet.
Congratulations to Lit and to you, Peter. We love what we're watching here.
Oh, and with the show, we raise money for dog rescue. That's the reason for the show.
Oh, great.
So that's what we do.
All right, well, I challenge you out. Is what you watched tonight important to you? You sat right here at the LGBTQ kitchen table right along with all of us. We talked about all kinds of different things. This weekend, I'm going to the Westin to the Dolphin Democrats annual banquet. And I just remind you, while we didn't talk a lot about politics tonight, or anything really, because the Cawthorn conversation is kind of a tongue-in-cheek of where we're at, we're in some dire times. I interviewed Michelle Rayner, State Representative Michelle Rayner, the first woman, queer, black person ever to serve in the State House of Representatives running for Congress. And she has withdrawn yesterday because our governor has redefined all of the maps and cut her district in half. All of the black voters in her district in Pinellas County are cut in half, making it impossible for her to win. It went from a 4+ vote for Biden in the last election to now a +7 vote for Donald Trump, an 11-point swing on the stroke of a pen. And that's what we face in our LGBTQ community. She came and talked when she was doing MSNBC and CNN and NBC Nightly News. The only place in the world that she came to talk to queer people was Queer News Tonight yesterday. And we are thankful for that. And her message is, these are dire times. And it's happening right in front of our eyes. And I don't mean to down what we've just done here at It's Happening Out, but it's perilous times. Perilous. And what is required in perilous times is first to stand up and fight, and then go to the USO and laugh and drink and have fun. And that's how we won World War II. And that's how we won Korea.
You were there.
And
wow, the
that's why
shade, Cal. That's why you're not coming back till next month. You see what happened?
But it's time for us to do both. Let's have fun and let's win the war that we're in. And we're going to do it every week right here at It's Happening Out. Remember, we're here every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. and this is live. You watch this all unedited. Don't forget, Queer News Tonight is daily at 8 p.m. and we're committed to being the most important queer news source on this planet. That is a commitment. We're working like a little train, but we're working toward that conclusion.
Choo-choo, bitch.
Choo-choo.
Hotspots Magazine, make sure you pick it up. And we're getting ready to have Stonewall Pride. We're getting ready, keeping our fingers crossed. When we come on the air next Wednesday, we are going to shock you with the news of what's going to happen at Stonewall Pride. Keep our fingers crossed. And remember, if it's important to you, meaning our LGBTQ community, it's happening out. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.